You're listening to Living in Spain podcasts with David Wright.
Hi, my name's David Wright and welcome to another one of my podcast show. Today I'm interviewing Craig Skinner, who's one of my moderators on my Facebook group here, and he's from the UK and he's recently moved out to Spain and he's in the Murcia area. So, hi Craig, can you hear me?
Hi David, yeah, I can hear you fine, no problem, nice to speak to you.
Hi. So Craig, we did a little interview earlier, but it didn't work out as I planned. So hopefully we're better off this time. It is recording, so here we go. So Craig, just briefly, where are you from in the UK, mate?
We lived in Kent, sort of a 35,000 population town called Sittingbourne, about 40 miles from London, so it was quite handy for commuting, etc. Wife was a teacher out there and I worked for Homebase.
Brilliant. And you're in the Murcia area, is that right, Craig? Whereabouts in Murcia are you?
Yeah, we're in a small village called Cethina, about 10 miles from the Mar Menor, so Los Alcázares, San Javier, Los Neos, that sort of area.
Brilliant. And Craig, you're retired, is that right? And your wife is working?
Yeah, that's right. I retired. I've done a little bit of work out here for friends, but nothing major. I actually work at a charity shop on a Wednesday. I do a bit of driving for them, collecting and delivering furniture for them. And my wife is a teacher at the El Limonite International School in Villamartin.
Perfect. And we talked about tapas before, but I believe that you get some tapas there in your way. And we did speak about the pulpo. Was it your family like pulpo and not you, or have you tried it yourself?
If it's cooked well, I do like pulpo. My daughter particularly likes it. We've got quite a nice little cocktail wine bar in the village here, and on occasion he will do some very nice tapas. Mainly he sort of does pizzas, high-end steaks and things like that, which seem to go down very well. But he does do some tapas from time to time, and he does a very good pulpo.
So what's the strangest tapa you've tried here? Have you tried anything a bit out of the ordinary yet?
The strangest one, but I didn't not enjoy it, was the arroz negro.
Yeah, black rice. Actually, I love it. I love it. There's not many places. Do you know what? I've been here 19 years and I only started seeing it around this area about a year ago, 2 years ago. And I quite like it. It looks revolting, I must admit, but depends if it's cooked well. It's really nice. I quite like it. But have you ever tried? I was up in Cordoba a couple of years ago and had bull's tail. Have you tried that?
I've not tried that. I've seen it in various butchers, but I've not actually tried it yet. No.
Yeah, rabble. I think it's called rabble. They call it. But no, pulpo I like very much, and the squid. I believe you like the squid as well. Is that it?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel your day here, Craig? You're retired, is that right? And what would you do during the day here, the general day?
General day, I look after the house. I do all the cooking, all that sort of stuff, because the wife's working. I like to go walking, so I probably do anywhere between 5 and 10 kilometres a day. Meet up with friends in the village. A couple of times a week, we play pool and pétanque, or boules. And we've just started a litter picking group in the village, just to keep the village tidy. So yeah, I'll keep myself busy.
So what attracted you to that area where you are in Murcia? Was it something you planned for a while from the UK, or what made you choose Murcia?
Yeah, we came on holiday to mainland Spain for the first time about 10 years ago, and we picked up our current rescue dog, as she lives with us here now, at that time. And we travelled around. We went to Matheron, Bonnuevo, that sort of area. And then we had friends in this village, and they asked us to come out and just show us around. So we came out for 3 reconnaissance visits before we made the decision to move out here. And we knew that we'd find somewhere to rent. No problem.
So have you got a car here, Craig? You drive when you're here?
Yeah, sure. We've got a car. We maybe naughtily, but we made the decision to bring our UK car over, which we had matriculated onto Spanish plates. I personally don't find a problem driving a right-hand drive car here. We will upgrade it to a left-hand drive at some time in the future. But it's fine. Does the job. I know it's been serviced, from when we had it in the UK. So yeah, it's for us.
This is it's a big subject, this actually, which everyone's got their own opinions. And personally, I don't think it's a brilliant idea, but I understand why people do it. And when I first moved here, I was using a guy that I worked for. He was British, and he let me use his car. And it was okay, but there's a couple of things that I wasn't happy with. I don't know if you found this, but obviously when you're overtaking on a road, and it's like a lorry in front, it's a bit awkward to see past when you're overtaking. And also when you're going to garages or car parks, you're on the wrong side to get the ticket out the barrier. That's quite inconvenient. And for
that
me,
can be difficult. Yeah.
And for me, when I first came here, I got stopped quite a lot by the police because they do look for their cars and they see that it's an English car, you're sitting on the other side, and that sort of thing. They want to check the paperwork. And I was in Roquetas at the time in Almeria, and I was stopped almost every week by police. And have you got the papers? And it was just a bit inconvenient. But did you have much trouble getting it all tied over, the lights changed and things like that, or was it fairly smooth for you? And what about costs?
It was pretty smooth. I'd already contacted the company which is about 10 kilometres away, and got a quote before we came out. Booked it in with them shortly after we came out. Arranged the insurance through them. Got quite a good deal on that actually. And in terms of cost, including headlight adjustment, because they didn't need new headlights, it was about €900. Pretty good, to be honest. I know that if you've got obviously a newer car or more expensive car, it could cost you more now. But at the time, that worked for us. Second-hand cars or even new cars are quite expensive here. So you've got to weigh up the pros and cons at the time. But at some point, we'll bite the bullet.
Yeah, I've heard stories of people bringing a new car over and they have to pay the import duty tax and things like that, and that can be quite a lot of money. It's a few thousand, but it depends on how much you like the car. But as you say, if it's a bit older car, you pay less, and it could be worth bringing over and changing. If it's €900 like you paid, then you've got a car that you like, and you're used to. So it's a pretty good deal. The other thing is I want to say here as well is that, people say it's always hard to get a car here and they hold their value. Second-hand cars do hold their value here. That's true. But, when I first came here, I found it difficult because my Spanish wasn't very good to buy a car. But I now go to where the Spanish go, in the markets of Spanish buy their cars from, and I find that prices aren't as expensive as people are saying. Obviously, you've got to be careful buying a second-hand car in any country, but like even the banks now are doing deals on cars, and not many people know this. When I bought my house here, my plot of land, the bank offer now, it's called leasing, but it's not really leasing, or renting they call it,
right,
where you get a car for 4 years, you pay a fixed price, and it starts from 130, 120, 130 euros a month. And that's it. And every 4 years, that's including all your service charge, maintenance, your insurance, they pay your road tax, absolutely everything. And then at the end of 4 years, you give it back and start a new contract and have a new car. So next year, when we finish sorting the house out here, that's something we're going to look into doing. I call it renting here, but it's leasing, I suppose, in a way. But every 4 years, you get a new car. It's just that a friend of mine bought a new car here, a Spanish friend of mine, and he paid $32,000 for this new car. I mean, the day you drive it off the forecourt, you've lost a lot of the book price there and then. So renting, I think, peace of mind, a lot of people need to look into it. Ask your bank. A lot of banks are doing it now. That's another option. Also, with the garages here, what I did when I first came here, when I wanted to buy a Spanish car, is go to a main dealer and ask if they got any X-demonstration cars. All the garages here, they have the X-demonstration cars, which is practically brand new. They've got a few thousand kilometres on the clock, and there's big discounts on the cars. They still come with all the guarantees, but there's big discounts. So,
That's
people should look out for that, the X-demo cars in the banks.
Yeah.
So, Craig, you travelled around a little bit in Spain, and I understand. Yeah, where have you been? What would you recommend people going to see?
Valencia was a lovely city. I actually picked the place to stay there. We stayed on a small sailing yacht in the harbour there. which was a bit of a surprise for the wife, but she actually quite enjoyed it. It was cramped, but it was fun. It was like, the Rocky Motion was quite nice, and there was concerts and that. Lovely walk into the city, so we really enjoyed Valencia. Going the other way, we've been down to Nerja, Malaga, and various towns along the way from there as well. And then inland to Murcia and to Cartagena. We love Cartagena itself, which is only about half an hour's drive away. So, yeah.
Yeah. Have you been up to Seville?
Not yet, no. We've got Seville, Granada, various other cities that are on the list to do. So we probably would have been further had COVID not hit and kind of locked us all away. Sure. But that was the plan, to go away every couple of months.
I recommend Seville and also Cordoba. Well worth a trip. Beautiful places, both of them, but beautiful cities and lots to see and do there.
Cool.
And if you're passing Granada, if you're going to Granada, you're going to be passing me up on the motorway way past Almeria Airport. So pop in and have a coffee with us.
We'll do. We'll arrange that. Yeah.
So Craig, what would you recommend people thinking about moving to Spain? Would you say hang on a minute, or would you say go for it? Do you wish you'd done it earlier? What's your views on that?
We really wish, now we're here, we realise we should have done it earlier. Okay, I'm 57, the wife's 51. It would have been lovely to do it earlier. We've got children of the sort of age that it worked for us, but I don't think there's any good or bad time to do something like this. It's got to suit your circumstances. But I certainly think that if you want to do something, you plan your way to do it, and you get here somehow. The rules have changed, but it doesn't stop people getting to Spain. There's people moving here all the time.
Sure. Is there anything you don't like about Spain that you're not sure about here that, has put you off a little bit? Is there any downside to it? What would you say?
I don't think there's any downside. Obviously, my lack of Spanish is what holds me back in terms of administration. But we've got some lovely people here in the village who help you out with various things that you need to do. I've got a friend whose son, obviously, he was born in the UK, but he's been at school here since he was 5, so he's fluent. So he'll come along to appointments, and I'll bung him a few euros for translation, etc., just to help me along. My daughter has been out since December 19. She's been learning Spanish for about the last year, and she's got pretty fluent with it. And best move she ever made.
Yeah, I agree. And especially with the weather as it is at the moment. We've got 20 degrees here today in Almeria. Beautiful weather. Pretty nice where you are, I should think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was on the beach last week. I didn't dip my toe in the water, but there were some brave people swimming. But we've got a pool here now at our house, which is pretty chilly, but it doesn't stop me having to swim from time to time. And I've promised everybody I'll be in there Christmas Day. It's not heated, so it could be a bit of a chilly one, but I think it's got to be done.
Well, I've stopped using my pool at the end of September, October. And it's funny, one of our members here that came up to see me last week, he passed to see the house builders going, and he came here and he's staying in Malaga, and he said to me, why don't you use the pool? And I said, because it's winter. And it was a beautiful sunny day. And he said, no. He said, I was in the communal pool in the hotel yesterday. I said, you're joking. It's freezing. He said, no, because he's from Ireland. And he said, for me, it's lovely. He said, but I did see all the neighbours pointing and shouting, look, there's somebody in the pool. I said, they must have thought you were crazy,
In October 19, which was the last time our friends were able to visit us, my friend Adam said to me, the kids really want to go in the pool. And I said, and we were living on a golf resort, so it was a big pool. It's a 50-metre pool. I said, it's going to be really cold. No, they won't mind, but I'm not going to go in, he said. So can you go in with them? And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go in with them. And I was kind of a tinge of blue when I came out, but it was, they enjoyed themselves. So it was all okay.
Yeah, I think the longer you've been here, for me now, well, technically in September, the first week in September, the communal pools and stuff shut down and kids go back to school. So that's officially classed as the winter here, the season's over. So, but we were in the pool here until the end of October, but my Spanish wife sort of quits at the end of August. It's too cold now, but it's what you get used to, isn't it?
Yeah, well, friends have just moved into a new house in the village here, and they've got a pool heater. So, yeah, it makes quite a difference to their pool. He said. So he was in last week.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. It's been nice to speak to you, Craig. Thanks very much. And you're a monitor on the Facebook group of ours, and we've just gone private, as most of the members know now. So not something I wanted to do because it's cut down on the amount of people we can reach, but. You know, Facebook changed the rules and they started letting all visitors in, and anybody could come and post and comment what they like without being a member. And I don't think that's right. You know,
No.
we're trying to keep the group, and as you've seen, monitoring the group is difficult to keep all these people and their stupid, idiotic posts away. And so we've got a quite tight-knit group here. So I'm sure you've learned some things from the group and some of the members in the group. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. I joined the group before we moved out. Very kindly let us in, and along with a lot of other groups. And it was they're all you know, the information you can get from them is invaluable. Yours particularly, and I'm not just saying that because we're the most sensible and logical way to go. And you're always there with advice when we needed it. So yeah, it's been a great help. And I hope that since I've been out here, I've helped other people. I try, and if I know something and I'm sure I know it, then I will advise them.
Well, the thing is, I like about new members is because, and like yourself, you've gone through it. I mean, I went through it 19 years ago and things were a lot different there. And people say it was easy. It wasn't easier. It was just different. It was as hard for me as it is for people now because, yeah, the money's different here. But, you know, I needed different things. And there wasn't Facebook groups. There wasn't even the internet like there is today 19 years ago. So there was nobody I could ask. I had to come out here and physically find out for myself and meet people face to face. But now people like yourself and things like what we're doing here today, you know, you're giving advice and might make other people think, well, I'll try that area out. You know, he's doing all right there. He's moved there. And this is the whole point of the reason why I set up the group, for people that can see other people like us doing it and they follow that. This is how I think people learn. If you want what somebody else has got, you have to do what somebody else does. So, you know, putting it on the groups like this and social media, and you can learn from people because, you know, older people, like, I mean, I'll speak for myself, I'm 59 now, but there's some people that are younger and they want to come here and work and stuff like that, as I did when I first came here. So you can connect with people that have got a similar lifestyle for you. You might not all want to be on the beach, you know, in the height of the summer in nightclubs and bars. Some people want a quiet life in the country. Well, we've got members like that too. So that's why I think joining a group, a tight-knit group that's like ours, that's well managed by monitors like yourself and our admin team, you know, that keeps it more on track, more focused to help people. And then the new members come in, they always, I mean, look, I can't please everybody, I know that. And I sometimes I don't click with certain types of people, but I let them have their say to a point, because there's other people that will connect with them. And then their information is valuable for those people. So, you know, we do help all people in all walks of life. And I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that all of our members are open to be contacted, and anybody that's, like, for example, want information on Murcia, they're welcome to contact you in the Facebook group and ask you questions.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm here for. I mean, I've got time on my hands. Happy to do it. Happy to advise people. Probably my biggest piece of advice would be to rent when you first come out here, not to buy straight away necessarily. But obviously, everybody's got different circumstances. So, you know, as long as you've done your research as to where you want to be, then maybe buying straight away is right for you. There's what amazes me still, and people say properties, you know, going up in price here. I don't really see it compared to the UK. And I spotted a property up in the mountains, probably an hour and a half from you the other day, which was about 17,000 euros, completely ready to move into. Well, you can't find a property like that in the UK. 5 bedrooms, new roof on it, and it just needed a bit of reform. So, you know, the properties are out there if you search for them, you know.
Sure. I mean, I was in my wife's village yesterday. We had to go and pick some papers up, and there's a couple of properties there. They're older properties, I understand. It's in a village, but they're starting at 25,000 for a 3-bedroom house. You know, I mean, you can't get anything like that in the UK for that. You know, and it's an hour drive from the beach. It's inland a bit, but you know, 25, 30 grand for a house. I mean, Christ, that's great. You know, and as you say, I personally, I've seen prices here not dropping at all. It came to a standstill with the Brexit things, people were worried, but and also with the COVID. But there's still loads of building work going on around where we are, and there's new apartments being built even now. So I think once things settle down a bit and people have got the confidence back, it will start up again. Yeah, I know it's harder for people to come here, and there's a lot of Germans buying here at the moment, but I think that Spain has got a big pull for the British people. They like to come to Spain, so I think that will come back in time.
Yeah, I think it will. Yeah, definitely.
Well, great. Thanks very much for your help, Craig, and the information. And sorry about the earlier broadcast try, but it is definitely working now. So
no problem at all.
Thanks very much indeed for your help, and speak to you soon. Thanks, Craig.
Pleasure talking to you. All the best now.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Cheers.
If you have enjoyed this podcast by David Wright, then you will love his new books. Out now on Amazon and Kindle, packed with money-saving tips and information on living and working in Spain. Just go to livinginspainbooks.com. David also has a popular blog for expats in Spain. Come and take a look now at britishexpatsinspain.com.